scam.
I figured out a way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Like this.
Okay! I put out this deck that I've been playing with for the past week. A lot of you guys have seen it on the tournaments that I've been hosting because I've now moved on from Hog Rider. I know what you're thinking. But LackLuster, you've got a level 9 Hag. But I've also got a level 5 P.E.K.K.A. And after the balance changes, how could I not try a new P.E.K.K.A. deck? And I've been destroying people with it. And after an overwhelming response from our social media outlets, it has become apparent that you too want to know how to use a 4.8 average elixir cost P.E.K.K.A. deck. Some said it was impossible. Some people still don't think it's true, but I'm here to show you it is possible. But first, it seems that you guys really like shoutouts too, so we're gonna get through those. Chief Jack came in first on Tuesday's video, followed by Angel Gaming 21, William Parsley, Lumberman YT, Ian McManus, and Assassin Gaming. Or maybe it's Assassin Gaming. Tuesday's video had about 300 comments in the first 24 hours, so I've taken everybody who's asked for a shout out, and you will be included in this video. So keep on sending those shout out requests. I'll do my best to take screenshots of them and put them right above me throughout the video, because I like doing that. I think it's fun. I like engaging with you guys, and I like you guys to feel special too. Seeing your name up on screen is pretty awesome. I know I would love to see it as well. And we're gonna pop open this epic chest before we get into the deck. I need one more Executioner card in order to get it tournament standard, and there it is. Perfect. I'm so happy about it. Now I only have one more card to upgrade until all of my cards are tournament standard, and that is the Battle Ram. So we'll get it soon, I'm sure, but pretty good payout. 9 rage, I'm not going to really use that much, but you know, the rest of it is pretty decent. So here we go into the deck. So we've got, and we've got the P.E.K.K.A., the Minion Horde, the 3 Musketeers, the Log, which if you don't have the Log, go ahead and sub in the Zap spell, the Elixir Pump, the 3 Elixir Minions, and the Arrows and the Miner. So if you don't have the Miner, you could either use the Knight or the Goblin Barrel. I would particularly suggest using the Knight, only because of Tuesday's video. And if you need reference to that and how to use the Knight in place of the Miner, go ahead and go to that video right up there. We'll show you exactly how to use it. It works really good with Zap Bait decks if you don't have a Miner. So here we go. I pushed hard on one side with the Miner Minion combo for 2 reasons. Number 1, to split this guy's push up. So he was starting a slow push with the Knight on the right side. And so I went the opposite way, and the main reason I did that is because this deck is solely dependent on your use of the pump. Now you gotta look at this. Average elixir cost is 4.8 elixir. That's massive. That's huge. Like, it's way too much, right? So if you don't get your elixir pump out and you don't get an elixir advantage on your opponent, you will lose with this deck. It is dependent on that pump. So I like to cycle through using the cheapest cards in the deck to get to my pump so that I can get it out. Now we don't see it happening a lot in this specific match, but here we go. I'm waiting. I got 10. He places a 5 elixir card in the back, which is great. That means he's only got 5 elixir to rush me with, which gives me 4 to defend with. So I place down my pump. Now you see, here's what's going on now. Now I've got a 15 elixir push coming at me, and I had to defend with my 3 Musketeers. So he took out the tower, right? And that's gonna happen from time to time. This is very similar to a golem deck in where you have to take some damage and able to inflict massive amounts of damage on your opponent. That's the strategy here. See, look at how I turned it around. He did take one tower, but with that one push, just by defending with the 3 musketeers, placing a P.E.K.K.A. on the front, in the front on one side, and a miner on the opposite side to tank for the other musketeers, I was able to drop 2 of his towers out so fast with one single push, because he spent all of his elixir on that one lane. He had nothing left to defend, and I was able to take him out completely. So 1 tower down, it's not a big problem. You'll make a comeback. That's what this deck's all about, is pumps and comebacks. Let's get to 2. Part 2. Alright, so here we go again, right? And I can't stress it enough that the pump is what you want. Now, you don't want to put down a pump if you don't have your minions coming up or in your hand already. So right there, I place down my pump. I see my minions are my next card, right? So that leaves me with the 3 elixir minions in order to defend, because most good people will rush with elite barbarians or something similar, and you'll have to get out there. Now, he had a princess in the back because he was gearing up for either me defending with my minions or a scar me, because that's, you know, a pretty decent counter to the elite barbarians. But I knew that I had to take care of that princess first. I threw the log and then dropped my minions, took out those the princess in the back, and then got my minions down to defend. Now I've got 1 pump down. Normally I like 2, and he's fireballed now, but my P.E.K.K.A. is going to take out, alongside those 2 musketeers, that Electro Wizard. Now, the play of that minion horde was not the best play for me. So it was kind of unfortunate. It was a waste of 5 elixir, but it's okay. It has cycled me back all the way to my pump once more. So now I've got my other pump. My first pump is about to die off. That's fine. So it's gaining us some elixir, and now I've got my elixir pump. I'm going to place it down, and I've got my minions on standby, because what's he going to do? He's going to rush with the elite barbarians. Any good player, especially up here at 4K where I'm at, is going to rush. And he was real smart. He threw his fireball because he knew at that point that I was going to defend with my minions. So now we got to change it up. He's going to fireball either my pump or my minions or my 3 musketeers. So since he used his fireball to take out my 3 elixir minions, now I have an opportunity to use my 3 musketeers without him taking them out with a fireball. So I'm going to place them all in 1 clump right behind that P.E.K.K.A. I'm going to log to take that out. The mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to take 1 out, but I'm going to send in my miner, and he is cycled back all the way to his fireball again. I didn't really pay attention to his card cycle and didn't know that he had already played 4 cards, and he came back to the fireball, and that's why I lost such a big valuable push. But the game's not over, right? I haven't even placed down a pump, and he's going to rush again with the elite barbarians to keep up the pressure. But I placed my P.E.K.K.A. down. See, and that's what I did. I changed my strategy. You have to learn how to change your strategies. If they adapt to your strategy, you have to re-adapt to theirs. Now I've got a massive push. I've got he's used his fireball, so now I've got a miner, a musketeer, and my minions all on that tower, and barely take it out right before the countdown timer ended. So we're in the clear, right? We've tied it up, and in fact, we've taken the lead because that top left tower has some damage done to it. Now he's going to keep rushing with the elite barbs because this dude is such a noob and hasn't realized that I have multiple counters to the elite barbs, and now he's not changing up his style. He's getting desperate. So I've got a P.E.K.K.A. He's focused on taking out the P.E.K.K.A., but I'm going to drop those 3 muskies right there in the pocket, and look how much damage they do. Take that tower almost all the way down. 1 shot with my arrows, and boom, second tower's over, and that's game. That's it. That's it. It's easy. It's all about pumping, maintaining an elixir advantage, building up pushes, and outsmarting your opponent. That's how you're going to get this deck up to 4K. And stay tuned, because I'm going to show you the power of this deck. I'm 3 crowning people at 4K trophies, which is extremely rare. Most of you in the upper Arena 10, like anybody around the 4K reset, knows that way up there, you usually get 1 crown, sometimes you get 2 if you're lucky, but it's really difficult to get crowns. Now here, I placed my P.E.K.K.A. in the back, and he played it really smart. He played his Royal Giant right at the bridge, so it's going to take my P.E.K.K.A. so long to get up there, and the P.E.K.K.A. 7 Elixir, so I didn't have much to defend, so I had to log, and I put down my minions, and that was it. But now, I've got my P.E.K.K.A. going in. I'm going to try real hard with this minion horde. I'm also going to send in my miner, but now we know he's got the arrows. So this is going to be an interesting match, because first off, it's a Royal Giant, and that's difficult in and of itself because it's guaranteed damage on a tower, especially in this deck where your only defensive structure would be the Elixir Collector, but it is also a very valuable structure, so you want to protect it and keep it behind your tower. Now, note here, we're building up to 10 Elixir. You gotta wait until you're at 10 Elixir. I see I've got my minions in my hand coming up next, right? He plays the Royal Giant. He rages it out. I'm going to throw down my P.E.K.K.A. and shoot out my arrows to take care of that, leaving my P.E.K.K.A. alive. Now he's got to deal with that, right? But there's not much I'm going to be able to do, so I'm just going to kind of wait and see what happens here. He's going to send out the guards, which is no problem. I'm going to use my minions just to take care of that, the minion horde, and then he's going to use his arrows. So now, cool. I've got my 3 Elixir minions, right? And they're coming up next. Now, I want to wait at this point because I need an Elixir advantage. He's coming in again, hot, with the Royal Giant. So now I have to use my 3 Musketeers. I'm going to take out that Royal Giant. This guy is desperate for that crown, and he's going to get it. He's going to get it down. So now I've got 2 Muskies on the board because the minions took it out, but he's used those arrows, remember? So I'm going to use my Miner and my 3 Elixir minions, and they are going to get all the way to the tower, and they are going to drain it so quickly, and boom. There goes the tower. He had nothing to defend with. Finally, he gets out his minion horde. I arrow, miss half of them, but it's okay because I hit those guards and took away their shield. And now he's got tons of minions out, but they're mostly focused on my P.E.K.K.A. And I put down some minions in defense. So he uses his arrows to take care of that. Now I know his arrows are gone, so I can put out my minion horde. I'm going to put out my miner. That kind of distracted a little bit of the horde, but not enough. And I'm chipping away at that last tower. Now he's got this big push coming in, right? With the Royal Giant raged out with half of his minion hordes. We're going to arrow that out. The P.E.K.K.A. is going to take out the Royal Giant really quickly, which is the great feature of the P.E.K.K.A. And now I'm starting to build up a push. I've got my 3 Musketeers. We're going to drop them in the pocket because that tower is so low and they just demolish a tower. Once you get 1 tower down, it's easy to get that 2nd tower unless they know how to defend against your 3 Musketeers right when you place them in the pocket. So let's move on to number 3. This is going to be a longer video, you guys, because I have a lot of different examples of how to play this deck, and it's a lot of fun. So right now, we don't have the pump in our hand, and that's kind of unfortunate. So I'm going to send in my miner, trick him into thinking I'm going for his elixir pump, and, you know, just kind of see what he's got. So I get my miner over there. He doesn't defend it at all, so we get a little bit of chip damage, and it enables us to place down our pump. Now he places his archers in the back. I've got my minions, and now we're pretty much at an equal elixir status. And so I'm going to place my 3 Musketeers just to see how he counters them. Now, normally I'll wait until the very end, but I need to do something about that wizard, so I'm going to so I had to use the 3 Musketeers. I'm going to arrow out all of that, and at the moment, we're at no damage. I'm going to use my 3 Elixir minions just to cover these 5 Elixir barbs, which is no problem, and now, there we go. There's the arrows. I knew he had them, so I waited, and then boom, placed down the minion horde, and then I'm going to send in the miner right in front, and boom, he's got nothing but the archers to counter, and they're going after my miner. So we did tons and tons of damage, which is very well played. I do say so myself. So we give him a nice thanks, and now we're going to log out these archers, so it's a good, nice, positive elixir trade. They're going to get no hits on the tower, and it's going to enable us to put down a pump in response to his pump. Now he's pumping. I definitely got a pump. He's got a level 8 pump. Why would you have a level 8 pump? I don't understand. But now he's coming in with the giant. So here's a trick. No matter what lane they're coming at you with, if they're coming with a beat down deck, you want to counter the same lane. The giant is an enormous card, but the P.E.K.K.A has such great defensive value and then turns around and immediately becomes a push. So check this out. He's used his zap. He's thrown his arrows right there, but the P.E.K.K.A is still alive. I throw in the miner, hoping to get all of that to be tanked by the miner, but you know, unfortunately it didn't work that time. But we know it's coming again. We know the giant is coming right here, so I'm going to place my P.E.K.K.A right beside the tower, which allows the, and I know those minions are coming too, so I wait for my arrows. The P.E.K.K.A is locked onto the giant, and now, since the wizard is locked onto my P.E.K.K.A, I can put down my minion horde. So he's cycled all the way back to his wizard, and that's fine. We throw down our miner to kind of handle him a little bit, and we set down another P.E.K.K.A. We're going to send in a log also just to take out that wizard in the back, do a little bit of chip damage, and now we got more than a half-lifed P.E.K.K.A going towards the tower, which is going to take out both of those archers and will not make it to the tower. He in fact has to zap to get it taken out. So we're going to send in now our wizard, and our minion horde is going to take out that giant, destroying any capability that he had to get a push going. This is one of the harder matches that you're going to watch right now. So again, he's got the giant and the wizard. We're going to arrow those minions because it's the same push every single time. The P.E.K.K.A is going to take out that giant, no problem. And while the wizard and the archers are locked onto the P.E.K.K.A, we can place down our minions safely, send in our miner to get a little bit of chip damage. There we go. He gets every hit onto it, but those barbs do take him out. So now he's coming in with a barb and a giant push. We're going to use our 3 musketeers this time, and that will quickly take out all those barbarian, or that giant, and start working on those barbs, and 1 arrow shot takes it out. It's pretty easy. It's not really that easy. Yeah, it was probably the hardest match that I've ever played with this deck that I won. So here we go again. This is the ideal opening hand, right? You got both sets of your minions, your arrows, you got your log coming up next, and your pump. So you're going to place down your pump right away. Boom, baited out his fireball. Okay, we know he's got a fireball. We know it's pretty powerful. It took down the pump more than halfway. So now I can use my minions and my miner to see what else he's got to counter my minion horde. Now he's gonna place down these this lumberjack, but that's okay. My minions get there, they do a little bit of work, and now we can place down even more minions, take out the lumberjack and the balloon, and those minions are going to be answered by those archers, which is fine. They got countered, but we're just kind of trying to see exactly what this guy's got. See exactly what he's playing with, how he's going to counter us. We're going to put down another pump, and let's see if he fireballs it. Now notice, he's going after my bottom right tower, so I'm going to place my pump on the bottom left, because normally they'll go towards the same exact tower to continue getting damage on one tower. Now the 3 muskies did pretty good work against those elite barbarians, leaving me with 2 musketeers. I send in a miner to tank for the 1 musketeer, and it pretty much takes out that entire that mega minion, as well as those 3 elixir minions, and I log out that Skarmy. So we're just kind of resetting, and I used all my cheapest cards, my 3 elixir cards and my 2 elixir card, to get back to my pump, because I need to pump. This guy's doing pretty well. I gotta get going. So I'm gonna put my elixir collector up in the front, and now I got my minions in my hand. I got the card ready. I'm gonna put out my minions, my minion horde, to take care of that balloon. Easily taken care of. He actually misses half of the minions, and now he's got these archers on my tower. It's no problem. We'll tank some of the damage, and now we've got 2 bumps up on the board, so we're gonna put down our P.E.K.K.A, and we are also in double elixir. So now we can cycle right to our 3 musketeers, which is great. That would have been a good fireball for him to hit, but he doesn't have it in his hand. And now look at that. Those 2 musketeers are behind a P.E.K.K.A with a minion horde, and on the opposite side we had a miner, 3 minions, and a musketeer. So look how quickly we're gonna take out everything of his, right? Almost taking out that other tower completely, but leaving 2 made massive P.E.K.K.A.s on the board. We're gonna log out that Skarmy to keep that P.E.K.K.A. alive. It's not gonna make it to the tower, but we will send in a miner and a minion little thing and throw out some arrows just to secure a 2-tower victory. And this guy doesn't even get a shot off. I mean, what? He hit me with 2 fireballs on my tower. That was it. Other than that, flawless victory. Pretty dope. So let's get into another one. Like I said, it's going to be a really long video. I have a lot of good examples for you guys, and I just want to reiterate and hit home how to use this deck, because a lot of you guys are going to pick it up, and if you didn't watch this video, you didn't really pay attention to how, like, all the inner workings of the deck, you might fail a little bit in the beginning. So he starts off with the witch in the back. We're going to put down a pump. I need my pump. Now, we know he's coming in with the giant, right? Or some kind of tank, because you always put a tank in front of your witch. Now, we're going to log that goblin barrel, and that was kind of a scary moment for me because I really didn't have anything else. And I wait for the witch to lock on to the tower. You have to wait for the witch to lock onto the tower before placing down those minions, otherwise she'll take them all out. Now we send in a miner and 3 elixir minions. That's cool. It's mostly just a cycle, but also we'll take the damage to the tower if we can get it, which we do. Get a couple little shots off, which is fine, but mainly back to the pump. Now we'll get that second pump down. Boom. I don't normally like to place it right next to a tower that's already been damaged because they might have lightning, they might have a fireball, but here we go. I've got a P.E.K.K.A. on the board to deal with that giant. We're gonna log out the goblin barrel, which prevents the giant from getting any more than 1 hit off, and he actually freezes, which it was just a really late misplay on his end. So I mean, he kind of put me in a big advantage, especially having 2 pumps on the board. Now I've got a P.E.K.K.A., 2 musketeers, I've got a miner and 1 musketeer on one side, and now I'm sitting here with my minions, and I'm just watching everything just fall to pieces. This guy is losing absolutely everything, and I'm just building up elixir as he's gonna play everything he's got the second he's got it. Now, there you go. I'm gonna tank that 1 little fire spirit, no problem, and he's gonna try so hard to continue getting at us, but we're gonna arrow away his goblin barrel. The witch is taken care of, no problem. We've almost got his other tower completely taken down. He drops a giant. I'm going to throw in a minion horde, take it out even before it gets a chance to get to the tower. He puts down a witch, which was really good on his part because it takes out the witch completely, but we drop a 3 musketeer and log. Now he does freeze, but that log pushed her back so far and took out the Skarmy, so it left us with our 2 musketeers. We send in a miner to tank for that 1 musketeer that takes out the second tower. We've got 1 musketeer just nailing on that giant. The minion horde takes it out so quickly, and the witch locks onto the musketeer, allowing my minions to take her out and to take out that Skarmy as he put it behind. And now a goblin barrel, he's just throwing everything he can at us, and we don't even care at this point. We're going for the 3 crown. We're going to drop 3 muskies right in the center and take him out for the 3 crown victory. Alright, so here we go again. Here we go again, right? We're going to 3 crown this guy. We're going to do it. We're going to... I mean, this deck is so powerful. If you don't 3 crown every once in a while, you're doing something wrong. So I'm here to tell you how to play the deck. Now, we got this princess on the board. He's got to use his ice spirit and a zap to take out those minions because the princess locked onto that miner. So that's fine. Now, I got some chip damage. I'm going to wait till the princess gets to the bridge to throw the log, just to make sure that if he puts down any units behind the princess, that the log hits it as well. So now the board's reset. I get to 10. I'm going to place down that pump, right? Always wait till you're at 10 because now I've got those minions to cover if we get rushed. He instead cycles and just wastes elixir using his Inferno Tower to get to his poison, is presumably what I think he was doing. And that was great because the poison, he really needs to take out that elixir pump. But I placed down my P.E.K.K.A. in the back. I'm waiting now. We're at 9 elixir, 10 elixir, boom. 3 musketeers split right behind the P.E.K.K.A. with a 2-1 split. He's got a princess, he logs, no problem. We're going to send in a miner on one side. The musketeer's going to take out the princess and start working on that Inferno Tower. And then everything else on that opposite side is just golden. Now, we're going to take out that tower, and we still have that massive push working towards his king tower. So we're going to place that minion horde right there in the pocket to start working on that opposite end, forcing him to use that 1 elixir ice spirit while the minions just do tons of work anyway. I mean, it didn't really save him from much, because look at how much damage that P.E.K.K.A. did to that king tower. It's pretty awesome. So now I'm going to send in the log a little earlier than I normally do, because I like to wait until she gets to the bridge, make sure we hit stuff in the back, but I knew he was coming in with something quick, so I wanted to cycle and make sure we got more cards in our hand. He uses a minor poison combo, which is a great deck, by the way. It's making a big comeback. I'll share with you a little bit about that later. And all of a sudden, he's got this new princess, so we're going to arrow that out, no problem. And he places down his Inferno Tower, which is probably the most noob thing you can do when going up against somebody running a P.E.K.K.A. deck, because I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until that Inferno Tower starts to die out, and you just wasted 5 elixir. So I put my P.E.K.K.A. in the back, right? We're starting to march it forward. We're getting closer. The Inferno Tower is dying, and here we go. I'm going to send in a miner to make sure we get that tower down. Put down my 3 elixir minions and my P.E.K.K.A. at the same time. Inferno Tower has nothing it can do. Now I got 2 almost full life P.E.K.K.A.s on the board and a minion horde going to his king tower, and boom. Just like that, 3 crown victory. Way too easy, you ask me? I think so. Yeah. All of the above, dude. It's just so sick. It's just so sick. So let's get into another one. And this one, I had to show you guys a replay because I wasn't recording while I was actually playing it. But this one is worthy, because this is like, after the reset, I fell below 4K. Mainly because of the clan chest, mainly, and secondary because I suck. Now this guy is rushing with everything he's got because I placed down the elixir collector, and that is the sign of a seasoned professional. That's what most people will do at 4K if an elixir pump is placed down, is to rush with everything you got, because I only got 4 elixir to defend with. So luckily, the log and the minions were able to take out his little rush, and now he's got no elixir, but I got that elixir pump. So my minor minion combo just does tons and tons of, not tons and tons of work, but it does some pretty decent damage. I mean, it does almost 1,000 damage to this guy's tower. Maybe, actually, yeah, 1,000 damage to the guy's tower, just about. Now, I've got a Hog Rider coming in. We're going to place down this minion horde, and we're going to switch it up every time. So this guy's learning, and he's going to adapt to our playstyle because we're at such a high range. I throw that log. Log misses the princess, and that was miscalculation on my part. I thought she would move forward a little bit, and now I have to waste my, or I actually have to use my P.E.K.K.A. to distract her from getting any damage onto our towers. So it's okay. Her damage is nothing compared to the P.E.K.K.A., so he's going to take him out real quick. We're going to place the 3 musketeers right behind. We're getting the cry face because he knows, man, this is going to be, a futile attempt. So we're going to place down the minions now, because now he's got nothing to go after those minions. And now we've got a miner, a P.E.K.K.A., and 3 minions on the tower. They're all going to start moving towards that king tower and doing tons and tons of damage, and the miner is actually tanking for the P.E.K.K.A., and we get 3 good swings off on the king tower from that P.E.K.K.A. because of it. So pretty awesome. We're going to place down another pump, and he's going to rush again right away, this time placing down his princess, because he knows last time I used that minion horde. See, he adapted. It was smart, and he almost did some damage, but didn't really get any damage. But it was still a smart move on his part to adapt to my playstyle and put that princess there to counter the defense that he knew I was going to play. So again, we've got another big push. We got a P.E.K.K.A. up front. He's going to use these goblins to kind of distract, but the musketeer will take it out. Those 2 musketeers suck up the fireball, which is fine. Now we can place down our minions so that we can counter everything else. We're going to send in the arrows to take out the princess, and also luckily gets the goblins that he places down at the last minute. And now we're going to place down our minion horde. He's cycling to his fireball, fireball. There it is. Boom. But he misses our minion horde, which is just deadly. And there's the 3-crown victory. I'm telling you guys, this deck is insane. And if you've stuck around this far in the video, whew, I want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you, because that's huge, man. That's big for me. This is a big, really long, almost boring video unless you were really here to figure out the strategy on how to use this deck, and I appreciate that you guys did. So give me a random hashtag. We've done this before in other videos, and it just lets me know who my true fans are. Give me a random hashtag, and then your initials, or hashtag the sky's blue, whatever you want, man. It doesn't matter. Anything will do. It just allows me to know that you guys made it this far into the video and that you guys are paying attention, because I like to pay attention to the people who pay attention to me. You guys deserve it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I love your support. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a live stream tournament, as always, as we do Friday night. 2K tournaments. Till then, I love you guys. Peace out. See you tomorrow.